Just to give you a brief idea of what we're looking at here, at the top, whenever you go to access and get into the Silver Drawing Academy and you become a member, you're going to have access to which is going to be right here. And this is going to show you a little avatar where you can have your own little avatar and show and access any of your sort of settings. You can access your library. That's going to be where all your videos are going to be. Of course, you can log out, and your settings if you wish to change anything. And so once you get into the actual library, this is how it works. Every single day, I'm always posting, I'm sharing just new things, but this shows the upcoming live Zoom sessions. So once a week, every single Wednesday, this is going to be your board for you to see what's coming up next. All right. And I refresh this. And there's also a calendar where you're able to mark the calendar. So every single Wednesday from 10 to 11 a.m., we do a drawing hangout. And that drawing hangout, and I'll show you just a little bit about that. That's where we all get together, the community, we show up, I provide reference, and this is a great time just to ask questions, but draw. You can either watch me draw or you draw on your own, which I highly encourage. And from that, you're going to be able to just share your artwork in the community, which I highly encourage too. This is a great way just for us to stay connected, stay motivated, stay engaged, and keep you going. Because the thing that I didn't want to do with the Silver Drawing Academy is just have a website that showed videos and then you just watch the videos and you're left on your own. That was the last thing that I wanted to do. So I really wanted to make an engaging community where you have full access to me all the time, 24/7. You're able to email me whenever you want. You're able to ask me any questions that you want. You'll get draw-overs from me if you're submitting in the community. And that's what I wanted to really make this very different from any other platform that's really out there, just to keep you going. And then once a month, what we do is Artists Anonymous. And Artists Anonymous is a 1-hour meeting where we're talking about the mindset, and I bring up just a lot of different sheets for you just to work through, and I give prompts because I want you to think about just how you're going to approach your career, how you're going to move forward in this industry, get better at your art, because it's not always just about drawing. It's about the mindset and how you approach things, and that's going to eventually build up your skill set is what you need. And then on once a month on Saturdays, we have one coming up this coming Saturday, is a draw jam. And that draw jam session is just to allow for a Saturday class, but also allow just for me to guide you a little bit more. So in the Saturday draw jam, I'm providing reference, but also we're doing more of a step-by-step tutorial to give you the fundamentals that you need. And keep in mind, all these are recorded. So even if you miss them, they're going to be in your archives, and I'll show you the archives. We also have a Silver Drawing Academy app. So if you're on the go and you're out and about, you can look through any lessons that you wish to at any time through your phone if you don't have your desktop computer. And that's a really fun thing. It's new and it's constantly growing and building. From there, there's also a Discord channel, which is great because once you become a member, you can join in on the Discord channel, and the community is becoming just really strong within SDA. And what's happening is a lot of artists are meeting outside of these sessions on Discord, and they're setting up their own drawing sessions together. They're sharing a lot of additional content, and it's it's a thriving community and just really growing day by day there. And also, if you're ever interested in just one-on-one, just to meet up with me personally, a lot of students will meet up with me, they want that one-on-one 30-minute session. This isn't part of the course. This is something a little different, which is extra, but this is where we just get the one-on-one to go through your portfolio, help move you in the right direction. All right. So what I want to do is share with you here how it works. So this is what you get every time you're a member. The first thing is the welcome, which I highly advise you to look through. And in this welcome, just teaches you how to navigate through this in regards to what you need to just think about, just why you're even here and why you're doing it. And I just have a little video. It's a short video, about 2 minutes long, of me explaining the contents why you're doing this, how it's going to work, and how it's going to benefit you the most. And the beautiful thing is on the right-hand side here, you're going to see it's always going to tell you in each category how many lessons are in each category. And if you've watched them, it's going to give you a check mark. So you'll always know if you've watched a video, so you don't need to watch that video again. So that's a really great feature that this offers on here. The next thing I want to share with you here are the art talks. So the art talks, this is all updated weekly. So every week you get a new video. I post a new video every single week for the art talks, and I post a new week every single week for the drawing videos. So you get access to that every single week. Within this section here, you can see there's 103 art talks here. So what these are based on what I used to do on YouTube, which I no longer do. All my new art talks are now just exclusively on the Silver Drawing Academy. And here, there's just a lot of just great advice where the videos are pretty short. They're only anywhere from about 5 minutes to 10 minutes long. But again, it's all about the mindset. And that's what this whole section is about, just to really, once again, help you engage you in your mind, just to get you to where you want to go. And then I have some bonus motivation. And those are just even shorter clips as to what it is that you need to do just to keep moving forward and making the right choices as you keep developing and working on your skill set through here. All right, and the next thing here, we have the community. So the community is really fun. There's a lot of great things going on here. Let me just run through you real quick the topics. Once you become a member, what you want to do is subscribe, and most likely you'll be automatically subscribed. So you'll be getting notifications every single week, twice a week, that there's an upcoming Zoom session. So that way you don't forget. You'll get it on the day before, and you get it on the morning of, and that'll alert you that, oh, here's the link to the drawing session so that you can join in so you don't miss it. And I posted up here. Here you can connect with members. If you wish to just, I'll open these up in just a moment. If you wish to share your contact information, your Instagram, just ways for other members to get to know you is a great way, just part of connecting the community. This is something that for the Meetup, where student meetup times. And so I'll post that. So some of the members who are running it will post, hey guys, we're going to be meeting up this Thursday if you can make it, and they'll share that information. Here, I'll share some of this with you, your Silver Drawing Academy art. This is a place where every time you work on your lesson, these short lessons, and that's how I built these lessons. You'll see that in a moment. I've made them very short, bite-sized for you to really comprehend and really understand what's going on, so you can apply those lessons and don't sort to go and lose interest, really. And here you can share your Silver Drawing Academy art. Actually, let me just open this up for you now, because this is where a lot of the work happens. So here, just artists are starting just to post and share their different work. And as I see it, I look at the community every single day. So I'm aware of all the students as they're posting. And what I want to do is help you. If you're posting and if you're really working hard and showing me that you're moving through something, I'm here for you. And that's the advantage of this too, where you're going to get just little notes from me. I'll just start working and just making little pointers that I can. And different artists have been working on different projects for quite a while, so they keep posting all their new work that's coming forward. As you can see here, I'm posting some additional notes through here. Just a lot of great artwork that's being created through here. I encourage just showing just the different styles as we start to work on different style variations, because the whole concept and idea of this course is it's a character design course, but to build up your drawing skills and build up your fundamental strength. So whether you want to do storyboards or animation, I'm here just to really help guide you in that direction. All right. So just a lot of really fun exercises. A lot of these that you're seeing, these are all based on exercises that the Silver Drawing Academy offers. So that's what I just kind of wanted to show you, just a lot of great things going on in the community. which you can check. Here, to share your self-taught character design course. This is if you're taking, which is a separate course. It's an 8-week course that I do, which is just, it's a lot longer, but you get more of a one-on-one feedback from me, and it's really structured just into these 8 weeks, and the lessons are a lot longer. And this is a section where you can share that work. Here is a section where you're going to share your Zoom drawing art from every time we meet up. This is where you get to repost that artwork in there. So typically when we do our draw jams, like just yesterday, we were drawing a bunch of cats together, and that was really fun with costumes. So you get to see just a lot of the different students posting their artwork. We were all drawing from the same photos through here of these cats. So you can see the students are doing some really great work through here, and just real engaging. And then the next thing that I like to do is I share resources. You have resources that you want to share with the community and let someone else know about. This is a great way just to engage, once again, the community. And it also lets me know, did you find an interesting resource that I can share with the rest of the community? So this is a great thing. We have member challenges through here just to help engage a little bit more of a challenge for you. We have art discussions if you want to just talk about conventions coming up, gallery shows, animated films. If you're seeking advice, a lot of people write me here, or they're just seeking advice from other members. Hey, I'm having trouble with this software. Can anyone recommend a software? It can really open up many different conversations. And then here I have an Ask Steven Silver where you can just write me and I'll be able to respond to you within 24 hours of what it is that you're doing. Again, a very friendly community. It's positive, it's uplifting. There's no talk of politics. There's no bashing people, just everyone's so supportive here, and just another really great aspect of this community section. And then down here, I had mentioned the 8-week program. So there's an 8-week program where through this 8-week program, what this is breaks down into just 8 different weeks where we go through just talking about just character design as a whole, just all really the step-by-step process. If that's something you're interested in doing, where you just say, you know, I just need a real, I just need an 8-week structured course that just step-by-step on every level. This might be the sort of right path for you too in the beginning, as opposed to the other lesson plan where it's more of a self-paced. And some people like the self-paced, other people really want that one-on-one. So that's something that you can decide on for yourself, what's the right plan for you. And here I offer just a bunch of other different videos too. Maybe you just want to do a character design course. This is like a 2-hour course, or how to draw multiple styles. And you just want to watch one video and get an understanding of that. And also recorded life drawing sessions that I do from time to time. These are pre-recorded. Okay, with that said, let's get into the real meat and potatoes here, all the good stuff. And this is the lessons. This is where all the actions at. This is where I encourage you to be here every single day. And why? Because you only need to invest about 5 minutes to 10 minutes of your time a day. And if you allow for that, I can promise you, you're going to see just major growth with your artwork. There's already been students that have come through here from the beginning. And just for me to be able to witness their growth has just been truly amazing, because they're the ones that are putting in the work, they're putting in the time. And from that, they're moving into this place where they're really building up their portfolios. And what I take pride in doing, there's students that I'm seeing their work all the time, and I get contacted all the time by studios or different clients to do work. This is my resource. So I've been fortunate to be able to get artists work through the website here too, which has been terrific. So up here, I just have a little video, 4 minutes. We won't watch that right now, but just how to navigate once again through the actual lesson plan and categories. So you're going to have all these different categories presented. What you can see here, it shows you on the right, how many videos have you watched here? So for myself, I haven't watched all the way through in all the videos as I've hit on different lessons, and that gives you an indicator. And also up here, you can see how many lessons you've watched out of the lessons that are actually on the website. So out of the 543 videos that are on this part, it's a lot to do, a lot to see. but that's, you're not going to watch it all at once, but that's why I encourage you to just keep just doing it day by day. You're going to start to see these great results. Let me cover just the art gym here. So the art gym is a daily exercise routine. And how I've laid it out is basically, I'll show you here, like the beginning techniques, there's different sections. And this gives you a little bit more structure, just what to do on Mondays, okay? Something to do on Tuesdays, something to do on Wednesdays, based off all the lessons that I've already showed you within that category. When you get into the drawing heads, this gives you a day-to-day chart of what I recommend that you should be working on each day, because some people say, I don't know what to practice. I don't know what to work on. So that's something that's going to be important for you, just to really make sure you're sticking with that routine. The next one is section 1 is the mindset. This is an area where I just talk about just really, again, that belief system. And I show you, just talk about discovery. How do you get what you want? Identifying these steps and having a clear and open mind. Like in this video, it's only 1:24. But as I break down in all these other videos on the side here, which you can access, is just we talk about discovering, identifying what it is you're trying to do, your purpose, preparing a plan, trying to find a time frame, the fears, discussing, risk and the fears you have. If you have a lack of motivation, I discuss pricing, I discuss networking, I discuss all these elements. And also I have some goal setting worksheets that are provided for you, how to network efficiently through there. And again, we always talk about these things in the classes, because what my goal is, I want you to succeed. That's the most important thing. So how can I get you to the level of success? And it's through these sort of discussions. The next step is, again, you're starting out, you're just beginning in art maybe, or you've been doing it for a little bit. This is the beginning technique section. So within here, and we're going to do a couple of videos from here just in a little bit, but I just want to share with you through here, just as we discuss all the different areas and different concepts to go through, and you can click from one section to the next. You'll see how long they are. Some of them are 6 minutes long. Some of them are only a minute long, 3 minutes long, 2 minutes long. And it gives you just enough of an idea and an exercise in order for you to take that and be able to build up your success through that. So again, just very short, bite-sized videos, talking about construction, tracing, everything that you need to know. And down here, I have some quick little draw alongs. If you just want to draw with me, this is under 60-second sketches where you can learn to draw faces super quickly with a technique that I share in under 60 seconds. So that's another thing that you get within this. And I want to reiterate that every single week, a new video is added just to help you. So people haven't watched all the videos already because there's so many, but there's always those new videos just to constantly engage you within that. The next part is the silver way. I really like this section because it was a way for me to really showcase, if you guys are familiar, I created, let me just pull my book out here. I created a book called The Silver Way, which is a book on character design, which you can get through my website or on Amazon. But I thought it would be so great just to take the book and just break down each chapter with a video. So that's why you see these are a lot longer through here. So what I'm doing is it's a great companion if you happen to own the book to be able to watch through this and see how I'm approaching each one of these lessons. So that's a really fun thing just to engage in on this section. Let me go back to see what I'm doing up here is I'm just hitting the categories, and that's just taking me from one to the next here. The next one is drawing heads. And I've put these in order of what I feel are just the most important. I think it's so important to learn how to draw heads. If you can learn how to draw a human head, you learn how to draw the skull, you learn how to draw, move and tilt and move it around in space. That's what's going to give you the tools that you need to really create any effective design, no matter what style. And I'm also not just teaching you how to draw like me. I want you to be extremely versatile. That's what I really teach more than anything, is building up your brand, your versatility, your way of approaching design. So you can see I go into just construction and head tilts and how to break up the different head tilts, finding shape inspiration, sketching from photos, how to approach that, working for drawing profiles, drawing middle-aged men, drawing middle-aged women. And it just goes through all these different categories through here, just in order just to help guide you. Some of them are with pencil drawing. Some of them are using the Cintiq or using just an iPad, whatever you prefer, and going through and through all these different ideas. So again, just to really build up that muscle and get you prepared for what it is that you're trying to do. All right, the next section here, this is a fun one too. Once you've understood the heads, well, now you can move into caricature. So within the caricature, what I'm breaking down is what caricature is all about. So if you've ever wanted to learn how to caricature, this is going to be a great section for you, just to introduce you into the principles of caricature, and also how to draw caricatures extremely quickly and fast. And caricature is really the staple of character design. If you understand how to do caricatures and draw caricatures, you're going to be able to character design. And I also just wanted to share with you, I just forgot to mention, at the end of each section is a final assignment. So you're going to, this is almost like that portfolio assignment. You've watched the lessons. Well, now I'm ready to take the lessons I've learned and really work on this final assignment and put this one in my portfolio. But what I highly suggest, and what most of the members do, is they do their final assignment, and that's when they start, they'll not just start, but they'll be sharing that in the community for me to look at, just to give any sort of notes to them and say, you know what, before you put it in your portfolio, make sure that you're just fixing this or make that little change. Again, that's what I'm here for. This is what I do now. I teach. I love this. This is my passion. This is my life. And it's very important for me just to watch you grow through all these different stages. The next part is section 6, and that's the gesture. And this breaks through all the basics from line of action, breaking down, finding a line of action, the 2 tilts, you'll learn about that, the bow and arrow, finding shapes within people. Some of the categories I have more videos added. But you can see there's just a lot of different videos here that just tap into all different ways. You know, blur blocking, what is that? You get to learn about blur blocking. Once again, sketching from photos, how to approach it through there, using reference, finding graphic rhythm, pushing your poses. A lot of people say, how do I push my poses more? How do I work on my drapery within my clothes? So a lot of just really effective lessons that I find effective. I don't just want to put stuff in there that's you've seen necessarily 1,000 times before, or things that you feel like you're not going to benefit from. So every single video in here, I've made them short and sweet in order for you to just truly benefit. The next one is now developing the characters. We have to go through all this. We've got to learn how to draw the head. We've got to learn how to draw the gesture. We've got to learn how to do these things before we can start even designing our characters effectively. So here I'm going through showing you can read a lot of these. You can read a lot of these titles on here and see what I'm discussing in order for designing a character. When I was designing Kim Possible, the development, refining Johnny Test when I was developing that character, style variation here, drawing Squid Game characters, some fun things, playing around with more style variation, because style variation is one of the most essential ingredients you want to have in your portfolio. If you're looking to get into the industry, what the animation industry calls for is they want to see variety. They want to know that you're not just drawing one way, one style. They want to see that you can draw in a primetime animation style, an action adventure style, more of a cartoony style. And the more variety you show, the more ability and options you have of potentially getting a test. And that's what you want. You want to get to that test, which will eventually lead to a job. So just a lot of really great, fun, exciting things here. We'll be working on a couple of the assignments from the beginning techniques, but I just wanted to show you, just give you an idea so you can see, oh, this is, you know, this one was 13 minutes long, but oh, this is only 1:54. I have time for that. And again, the more you invest in yourself, and that's what this is truly about, investing in yourself. Because when you invest in yourself and you go through this phase with just a lot of constant repetition, because the repetition is the mother of skill. If you want to build your skill, you got to get in that repetition mode of repeating. I never want people just to watch these lessons and just keep moving on to the next lesson. And I talk about that in earlier videos because I want you to really truly understand it. Because I struggled when I was learning, especially in school academically, when the teachers would move from one subject to the next and I didn't fully understand it. So it's very important just to really make sure that you understand what you're going through before you move on to the next phase. We have drawing animals, just talking once again about shape language, breaking up just different shapes, just drawing some little creatures, how I approach that. So every single video, what it comes with is you're watching me draw, you're learning the lesson, and then you're going to do an assignment afterwards. And that's how every single video is set up for you to really work from. Okay. And as we're moving through here, the next thing is extended drawing sessions. These ones are just a little bit longer. So I keep adding to these. These are based on just drawing action poses. How do we do that? What are we looking for? How can we approach that in our design? So that just gives you a little bit of an introduction to that. And then let's move on to a couple of other areas here just to show you. Here, there were just different member critiques when I was doing, from time to time, I'll do actual video critiques on top of students' artworks. And that's an actual little video critique that you can watch from there. So one day it could be you just looking at the critique and you'll be notified of that. And let me move down to here. This is drills for intermediate and advanced members. If you feel like confident and you've been learning a lot, so this is a section which I encourage you to go through just to take on just a bunch of these little drills. So these are just extra supplementary skill set ideas that you can apply every single day, that you can say, oh, you know what, I'm going to take these drills and today I can't access Silver Drawing Academy, but I remember what he was talking about. And next time you look at a photograph or you have an idea, you're going to be able to go through and access from all these different ideas. Here I have just cloud drawing exercises, ball exercises, drawing variation from here, drawing with letter faces, doing 20-second cartoon body sketches. So I have a lot of different things that I showcase in here. So you can feel free just to go through and check those out. We're winding down here. This is the archive. Okay, so in the beginning, I mentioned to you, I do 5 live sessions every single month. That's the beautiful thing. So every month you get to meet face to face with the community and myself. We get together, and like I mentioned, the draw jam, and I'll just bring this up. So every single one is archived. So if you missed it, you can go through and just watch them. And these are usually an hour long, but it's a great way if you have an hour and you say, hey, I'm ready to draw and follow along. It's just a really great way just to come back and look through all your different lessons that you've been learning and apply those. And that's the goal, is just to really apply those lessons. And then the Hangouts, this is all the archive from the weekly Hangouts and all the archive from the Artist Anonymous sessions where we're discussing once again the mindset. In here I have just character drawing prompts. Maybe you say, God, I just don't know what to draw today. I don't know what to do. So here I have a bunch of little prompts based off my character design shuffle, which is an app which you can get on the Android or your iPhone. And what it is just to help you unlock the block where it creates a character for you. I just have all these different prompts. So you know, oh, okay, I'm going to create a female rat coach playing a musical instrument in an anime style, right? So that encourages you to draw in different styles and practice that approach to drawing. All right, winding down through here. Before we get into our drawing exercise. All right, so the next thing here I have a bunch of podcasts and interviews. If you're interested in watching a lot of podcasts and interviews that I've been a part of and associated with, that's where you can go in here. And this is really fun. I love one of my favorite sections is the resource section. This is a resource section constantly being updated, providing lots and lots of websites and reference for you to use in order to gather your photo reference and just different drawing prompts and different ideas. And I've also started to list job websites on the bottom just to start sharing with the community upcoming jobs through there that you can start researching and plug into. But you'll see there's just a lot of different things, from doing quick poses to some websites that are just out there in order just to help bring that awareness to you that, oh, this is something that I want to start drawing street people. What's a good website for that? Or timed images. I need more timed images, or maybe Tokyo fashion. There's a lot of different resources there just to tap into. And then let's see here. I believe that was it. And then at the end here, I have just a collection of some gallery and out of print books through there. So you're able just to go through there and see some of my books or see some gallery artwork that hasn't been posted anywhere that I've done for you to view. All right. With that said, what I want to do is, first of all, let's just go back to the streaming video lessons here. All right. I'm going to start off with the beginning techniques. First off, I do want to ask, does anyone have any questions at this moment, just before we get into watch a video and do a little bit of drawing? Don't be shy. You know, I'm here to help. So if you have a question, all you have to do is just unmute yourself and just let me know if you have a question. Feel free to say something.
Hi, I had a quick question. Are all these contents included in the annual membership?
Yes. So all of this is included in the annual membership as well as the monthly membership. And the annual membership, the difference with that is when you sign up for an annual membership, it's discounted. So you're paying less for the whole monthly plan. So you're paying less, but also you're getting a one-on-one, a free one-on-one meeting with me, which is usually $100, $99. And that's for, you get to meet with me, and I'll meet with you live before you start the program, so we can discuss your goals and go through your portfolio, see where you're at. And that way I can guide you even further through there before you get started.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Oh, hi, I have a question.
Yes.
At what time is going to be our Q&A, like the meetups?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that about the meetups?
At what time is going to be like the Q&As?
Oh, yeah. So those
the classes.
Yeah, so those meetups happen at around 10 a.m. to 11 Pacific Standard Time.
Okay.
And then that happens either on Wednesdays, it happens every Wednesday, or on Saturdays. And we do.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Any other questions before we move on to a little drawing exercise here? No. Oh yeah.
I had another quick question. You mentioned portfolios. Do you have any videos discussing how to approach like creating a portfolio for character design?
Yes, so that's something that I have in the beginning. I think I have it in the mindset or the beginning techniques. It's something that we discuss a lot in the meetings. So I go over that live with everyone. Let me just see here. Where I believe I have that. It might be in the mindset, finding your artistic path here. Let me see here. Decision timeline. No, it's pricing, lack of motivation, final thought. Oh, portfolio advice. So down here, I have my portfolio advice. But once again, the beautiful thing is, this is open discussion. So it's something that I talk about a lot, and that on those sessions. So people will ask, say on a Wednesday session, they'll say, hey, Stephen, what should I be putting in my portfolio? What do you suggest that I go in? And then I'll go into explaining that, because I know there's new people coming in all the time. So I never have a problem with repeating it, what actually needs to be done. And that's something too, you're able to reach out to me. You'll have access to me where you can just contact me and say, hey, Stephen, I have my portfolio. Are you able just to even just kind of like take a quick breeze through it? Just let me know what you're thinking, or what I should maybe be working on a little bit more. And that's another benefit that you get with being part of the SDA membership. All right.
Understood. Thank you.
All right, you bet. Okay, let's go and just look at a little video. Oh, let me go to the different category here. So
really quick, I want to I want to add about meetups with Stephen. If you do the 8-week course with Stephen, you meet with him every week for a half an hour, and he will go over all of your work one-on-one, and you could ask him any questions you want. So that's another opportunity to have one-on-one meetings with Stephen. If you do the 8-week course, he is there for you through the entire 8 weeks.
Yep. Yep. Daniel, did you have your hand raised?
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning,
Mr. Silvers. I have a question about the 8-week program.
Yeah.
I'm interested in taking it.
Okay.
How much would it cost for the 8 weeks?
So for the 8-week one-on-one, getting the mentorship is $9.98 for the 8 weeks, including the weekly one-on-one meetups.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you bet. All right, so let's go ahead and do a quick exercise here. We're not going to watch the whole thing through. I know where to sort of stop it, but I just want to give you just a little bit of a taste on how it's going to work. So once again, on the right-hand side, you have all the videos in this category. And if you've watched it, it'll show a check mark. All you have to do is mark as complete. So that way, you know, oh, I've watched this. I'm going to hit this button, mark as complete, and then I can move on. Also, I want to share with you on the right-hand side are the downloads for the activities. So when you click on this, this will give you a downloadable PDF that you can open up and use as your worksheet in order for this assignment through here. All right. So what I want to share with you too is also on this, we can just enlarge it. So let's watch this real quick. Facial features for this lesson, we want to think about a very simple concept of just avoiding the bowling ball. I've put this file in the right-hand side for you to download where you can draw your own variations and faces on top of these blank templates, but also you can create many of your own, which I always encourage artists to do. But what I just kind of want to mention here in regards of the basic concept of avoiding the bowling ball is if I have a bowling ball and I just take those 3 similar shapes, imagine the bowling ball, it's very similar. In order to create more contrast within our design, we want to think how we can avoid the bowling ball. So that might be 2 big eyes and a small nose, or it might be 2 small eyes and a big nose. Now, it doesn't matter if the proximity of them, it's all going to be about if I take a shape and do something like this, but I have 2 eyes, I'm thinking about, well, my nose is going to be maybe bigger and it's down there, but there will, of course, be that connection where, say, I have this person's nose through here. And again, they can just have, again, whatever sort of shape it's going to be. I could start just that becomes like my building block to build the actual frame of that nose. And then whatever those eyes are going to be, the eyes can be small or large. I can start to lose these shapes, but still the idea is that I've avoided the bowling ball. Maybe again, I have a character where I'm doing something like this and I have those eyes, which are going to be really big, and I make that nose really small down there. Well, from there, again, that idea is just like that nose, the cartilage there sort of represents that. And then we got these nice big eyes and the smaller nose. And we'll see this happen a lot with animals. You may be drawing an animal or working on an animal. And if you maybe have those big eyes and maybe that nose could be smaller, you know, through there with that animal, or you're going to be working on that character and you have just maybe those small eyes, which are on your character, but now he's got that big giant nose through here. All right, so it starts to add, what it does, it just starts to add just a lot more contrast into the design of what it is you're just trying to achieve. And that's what we want to do when we're even working on something like these characters down here. So what I'd like you to do with this exercise is just try to think about avoiding the bowling ball right now, like I've done here. So I see these, you see these areas, and look how big that nose is, or you see how small that is comparison to that. Same thing here. You can see how that bowling ball concept and theory is used all the time in design. And it's not just my design, it's a lot of designs. And you're going to want to start breaking apart just other people's designs. So we always talk about, you'll see in other lessons, I discuss SODs, and that's shape, order, distance, size. Okay. I'm just going to stop it right there because we're going to just move into the sods video just to show you guys that through here. And then we're going to do a drawing exercise. I've provided a photograph that we're going to apply, avoiding the bowling ball as well as applying sods into the design. So let me just go through here. Let me go to the next one. And you'll see, so this is the sods, which is only 1:37 long. So let's just go ahead and watch that through here. I'm just going to hit the play there and open this up. Okay, here we go. Okay, today we're going to talk about shape, order, distance, size. We can really use any sort of shapes. If we just look at a base shape, and we flip them upside down, we can get a whole new shape from that. So you don't just have to settle on using base shapes, but this is what we want to start off with this exercise. So as I'm going through this process, all I'm trying to do and help myself with is just trying to find that essential shape. What can that be? Through this next process, I want to start playing with order. I'm thinking about where the eyes are, where the nose may be, where the mouth may be. And through this, and then I start to think about the distance. How far away are they from each other? So I don't want to make everything so even. And now I also want to play with size. How big are the eyes? How wide is the nose? How small is the nose? How long is the mouth? And as we go through this over and over with whatever we end up doing within our drawing, we can create a variety of variation. This is really the most important thing that we want to concentrate and focus on. Remember, it's not about doing the details straight away. The details come last, so pay attention to that. Please go ahead and proceed with your assignment. Remember to have fun with this. Maybe you'll draw 1, maybe you'll draw 5, but every time you do it through the repetitive process, you're going to get better. All right. So that's what just gives you an idea of the length of the videos, how it works. Again, it'll just go, you can click to go on to the next lesson. Once you've watched it, you can just hit the complete button, which I just did right there. So now it's going to be marked as complete. Okay, so for the drawing exercise that we're going to do, let's kind of put a couple of those things into practice. All right, so just get your drawing paper ready, or if you're digital software, whatever you have, feel free to use. And today we got just a fun little photo that I found. This is from one of the reference sites that I provide, where you can just find just a lot of just great reference. And what I want you to do when you look at this kid is start, I always believe in starting with shape first, because shape is going to be extremely important. So let's just take, what I want you to do for this exercise is just take 3 different shapes. I want you to look at this initial shape and look at his initial shape, and let's just start with a head shape that looks like that. But I want you to go a little, push yourself just a little bit. I want you to not just think about that and go, well, what might be another shape that I could take with this kid's face, and just push a whole different other element. Maybe I'm going to just make it, take a shape and just do something like this. So I'm still going with the sense that, you know, his face is a lot rounder through there, but now I've played around with 1, 2, 3 different shapes, and that's the beginning portion that we're playing with. The next thing that I like to establish, it's up to you whenever you're designing. If you're going to be designing, if you're going to be drawing just more of a front 3/4 view, you could do something like that, where you just start to turn the head in this direction and the head's moving in this direction through there. Otherwise, you can just find your center line through here, where now I'm just going to start marking all my shape, my order. Okay, I want my eyes here, I want my nose there, and that's what we're just sort of doing. So on these ones, let's just go ahead and make them front view like he is on this. So establish your center line. Construction, to me, is one of the key components, and one of the things that's missing the most in people's artwork is that construction. So it's going to be really important just to watch those videos and learn how to approach that in order to get more effective design. Now from here, what I want to do is have just a little bit of fun. Let's just say we start with his eye line, and I keep his eye line up here. Maybe this guy, I'm going to bring his eye line just way down here. And maybe this one, I'm just going to put the eye line just maybe almost in the middle there. Again, just having just a little bit of fun playing around with the different distances. So that becomes his eye line. The next thing that I'm going to do is figure out his nose line. Where do I want this kid's nose? I know when I look at this, everything is very squished up. You know, his eyes, his nose, his mouth, it's all very squished up and he's got a lot lower, bigger of a chin through there, you know, and then we got his hair in the design. But what I want to do is still just push it just a little bit more. So something that I can do is maybe on this, I am just going to push his nose all the way up there. And then this one, I'm going to bring his nose all the way down here. And then this one, maybe I'll just put his nose over here, right? So now what I'm doing is just initiating where these are going to be. And I am going to follow a little bit more traditional with this one and then just maybe put his mouth over here. Again, what I'm trying to do, you'll see I have lessons where I talk about avoiding the ladder, where I don't want everything so even in the design. And that's what I'm doing. And this one, maybe I'm going to put his mouth way up there. And then this one too, maybe I'm just going to put maybe his mouth sort of like way down there. So automatically we're seeing contrast and we're seeing variation within the design. So the thing we want to do next is, now that we have we're going to be playing with the shape and the size really at this point, but remember the bowling ball, we want to avoid that. So let's just say on this one with his eyes, and I almost don't, I'm not going to make his glasses, you got to be careful. I don't necessarily want to make his glasses, of course, the same size as his nose or the same size as his eyes through there, you know, and doing something like that, it just might not work as well. So let's just, on this guy, I'm just going to make his glasses really big here. Again, I might put a little bit of a spacing in between them. And then his eyes, his actual eyes today. Again, you don't have to draw his eyes and make him feel so squinty. Maybe I want to just make them just a little bit bigger and open this character's eyes up just to open them up and give just a little bit more of a character, you know, to him. And so from there now with his nose, maybe again, what I want to do is like avoid that bowling ball aspect. So I'm going to maybe make that nose just a little bit smaller through there. And now with his teeth, maybe I just might make his teeth just even bigger and just sort of like pull them apart and have a little bit of fun with that. As I'm working on that shape, you know, that could all be in shadow through there. His hairstyle, when drawing hair, I got videos on drawing hair, but the thing that I like to do when drawing hair is just start thinking about just an actual shape. So if I'm looking at his shape, I want to look at the actual shape. Imagine before we do the haircut, what the actual shape is through here. And then from here, I can just start to build. And if I want to throw little strands of hair in here, I could start doing that, but it's all built off of that shape that we're working on. All right. So that's very important. Again, you can stylize. I'll stylize it just a little bit more on another one. But the idea is just playing as much with variety as possible. And then afterwards, you can come and add any little extra elements if you want to, you know, just again, color it or just darken things in and, you know, add eyebrows, do whatever you want. You could do anything afterwards. It's just the most important thing that you want to do is get that just initial sketch and that initial drawing. And I encourage people to draw quite quickly. So the next one, let's go ahead. What if all of a sudden this one, we decide we're just going to maybe pull his eyes just a lot closer, you know, through here. So, right. So now I'm just playing around with my shape, my order, my distance, size, and I got his glasses. Again, I'm just going to rough those in there real quick. And then his nose through here, I got his nose and I'm going to pull it, but maybe with his nose, I'm just going to make it just a little bit bigger. Again, just almost like changing the whole shape. I don't have to necessarily rely just on the exact same thing that I see. I just want to play around with some versatility through here just a little bit more. And then maybe his mouth, I'm going to make a lot wider. What if we just have a little bit of fun with that? What if I end up just pulling his teeth off to the side there, doing something like that? Again, why not? And this is where all the play and the fun comes in, where you just get to design based off one character, a bunch of different sort of styles and a bunch of different sort of ideas. What if, you know, this kid's hair up top was just a lot higher now? So now I'm going to just play with that and maybe even just play with that shape, because what I'm getting is I'm just being inspired. I'm being influenced by the design. I'm being inspired by the design. And all of a sudden here, I'm able just to create a multiple different a range of characters. And then let's do the last one here. Let me get this kid's glasses on here again. And maybe the eyes, I'm going to just maybe I want to make them oval and just pull them just a little bit further. Maybe I'm just going to really sort of simplify and make just a different sort of, you know, shape with this character. And then maybe I'm going to pull his teeth and then do something. It almost looks like Rufus from there. So he's got his little glasses from there, and his mouth, and then now his hair. Again, I can maybe just stylize his hair just a little bit more, just do something like this, have just a little bit of fun, you know, doing something just a little bit different. And these are all the things that I share in the course on how to play around with your style and how to push things just a little bit more so that you're not alone while doing this. And of course, on those weekly meetups, you're always able to ask any sort of questions that you want. Maybe I can limit the amount of freckles that this kid has today. Once again, I can come back in afterwards and add any extra little things that I want. But by simply using those two concepts, avoiding the bowling ball and playing around with sods, the shape, the order, the distance, and the size, you're able to create a variety of characters within seconds. And think of what you can do with just those two videos and all of a sudden create the full body, because now you got to draw the full body, but now you want to add personality and you want to add feeling and everything else into your design. We covered discussing drawing turnarounds, discovered drawing expressions, mouth charts, just everything that's going to be needed in order for you to build a successful portfolio. And the last thing that I just wanted to share with you guys here was up here. I've trained thousands. I've trained thousands of students over the years in all my time teaching, and I'm very proud that many of them have gone on to successful careers in the animation industry. A lot of them working as lead designers in the industry. A lot of them have gone on to starting their own businesses, doing their own, just doing their own thing. And I take pride in that because I know what I'm teaching will help you as long as you're putting in the time. If you're not putting in the time, I can't help you. But that's kind of just what I wanted to share with you before I stop sharing the screen and just leave it with any questions. And I hope you sort of like enjoyed this little walkthrough for the Silver Drawing Academy, if it just gave you a little bit more of an understanding of how it works. And I'm definitely here and open to answering all questions. I see some of the students that are in the classes here too. Thanks for being here. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, now's the time to ask. All you have to do is just raise your hand on the bottom with the reactions, so I can just call upon you if you have a question, and don't be shy. Again, I'm here. That's what this is all about, because it's so much about building the confidence. And part of building confidence is, number one, being inquisitive and having questions. If there's anything that you'd like to know, I'm here to help you. Does anyone out there? Or have I covered it all? I see Tamara, you got your hand raised there. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just barely started building like my portfolio website. And I have some works that I was really proud of like a couple years ago, but I think I've kind of improved a lot more, but I also want to include those works. Like, would that be a good idea to do that?
Well,
to show kind of improvement?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely ideas that you've had from, say, a couple years ago that you think you like the idea, but as you get older, you absolutely want to keep developing and keep moving forward and progressing to where now you're going to take an old idea and revisit it. So that is a good idea, to revisit old ideas, but you never want to just hang on to things too. What you're going to have to get familiar with is really developing constant development, where we got to sort of like let ideas just move beyond us. Like, there's going to be those 10,000 hours, right? There's going to be those thousands of drawings that you're going to keep evolving. And a portfolio is never going to be based on one or two ideas. A solid portfolio has a multitude of ideas that shows them how diverse you are, that, oh, you can draw in this style and look at this great concept you have. And the more you show that, the better. But it is that daily practice, that daily repetition. But I always encourage people, part of my 8-week course that I teach is I give people an assignment to do the very first week, and they do their best. And by week 8, there's a drastic improvement. They draw the exact same character, but in 8 weeks, they draw it in a whole different level, because now they have new eyes, right? They start to see the design. They start to realize, gosh, I was really missing the balance. I was really missing the the perspective. I was really missing the variety in those shapes, and you start to understand those things. But I would recommend just, hold on to those, but always keep moving forward.
Okay, and then sorry, one more question. I've seen I've been looking at other people's portfolios as well, like whether they're like already in the industry or like they're like interns. And is it like, and I've seen yeses and nos for this, like how do you feel about like sketches in the portfolio, like having a section for sketches?
Oh, it's great. It shows the people how you think. It shows it's a very important thing. I've looked at thousands of portfolios and been in a hiring position for that. And I just want to say that showing your sketches shows who you are. It shows a different side of you. So don't be afraid to do that. You don't need to have a portfolio just filled with color finished designs, because most of the time what you're doing in the real world is when you're given an assignment from the teacher or from the director or client, they want to see rough sketches first. They don't want you to commit. The biggest mistake a lot of artists make is they commit way too quickly. They fall in love with the drawing and they try to finish it way too fast. So you want to show those sketches, and then once you get approval from the director or the client, then you're going to go to cleanup. But absolutely show sketches. Have a sketches. You can even show, figure drawing in there. Although I feel you don't need a huge section of figure drawing, because if you're drawing characters and you put them in what's called special poses, where they're acting and you have them doing something, you're showing your strength of drawing the human figure there, because you're not drawing nudes in animation, right? Maybe there are some animations out there that have that, but if you're working for any of the major studios, you're not doing that. But absolutely, I encourage that. It shows a little bit of a different side to you. So do that. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Perva. I hope I'm saying your name right, and then we'll go to Ricardo. Hi, Perva.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. I just found it a bit difficulty in making the faces. So how can I improve that?
Yeah, so within the academy, there's a whole basis of going through the beginning techniques where I start to break down. Before you draw faces, you've got to understand what's going on underneath the skin and the flesh. So the first things first is learning how to draw the skull. That's going to be a major thing. And then from there, as you start to develop and you watch the lessons, you're going to learn how to draw eyes and different eye shapes. I show you how to draw the noses, the mouths, and the features. And eventually you're going to start putting all those pieces of the puzzle together. And before you know it, you'll start drawing effective faces. And that's the real step-by-step that you're going to be going through that. And so I've laid that down very methodically, because I feel it's very important. I feel if you learn how to draw a good face, you're going to be able to draw everything else. You're going to be able to draw animal faces. You're going to be able to draw people and everything you're ever going to need to do. And that's why I cover it extensively within the course. All right.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
You bet. All right, let's go to Ricardo, and then we'll go to Daniel.
Hi.
Daniel. Hey, Ricardo, how are you?
Hi, good to you.
Good, thanks.
So someone in the comments mentioned about certification. I was wondering, either for the membership or your 8-week course, do you provide any sort of certification or certificate of completion?
That's a great idea. It's something that I did when I had my physical school, and it was just really a little sheet, but it's something that you're like the fourth person that's kind of brought it up to me now, where it's something that I will, I'm definitely going to consider doing. I will say that when it's at the end of the day, and this is how I just kind of feel about schooling just in general, what anyone really cares about, and how I got hired and most of all my buddies, is going to be the strength of your portfolio. No one really, they're not going to judge you based on, oh my, you went to Cal Arts, you went to Silver Drawing Academy, you went here, you went there. It's never brought up. It's never a thing, but people, I've seen in their portfolios, they write that they've attended the Silver Drawing Academy, but it's something that I really do love, that idea, just to have that extra little certificate, because I know that it does help people for certain things. And I'm glad that you brought that up to me today, because I think now I'm going to do it. But I just want to share with you that what's going to matter more than the piece of paper is the work that you provide in your portfolio.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks so much for that. That's awesome. Hold on, I just got to write that down so I don't forget. All right, awesome. Let's go to Danielle or Daniel, sorry.
It's Daniel, but
Hey,
thank you.
Daniel, how you doing?
Really good, sir. I'm kind of like a traditional animator, and I have a question for you.
Okay.
What do you look for in an animation portfolio?
So are you talking about an actual traditional animation, like actual animating? You're not talking about character design or prop design or
Yeah, I'm talking about prop design and character design.
oh,
Stuff.
that sort of stuff, right? Okay. So yeah, so that's very important. And this is something that I mention a lot is when you're looking to get into the industry and you're setting up your portfolio, you got to be distinctive and just say and just say what it is that you're wanting to do. So you would say that maybe I'm a 3D animator, or I'm a character designer, or I'm a prop designer. So make sure that it's known up at the top of your portfolio. And the thing let's just say for a character design portfolio, prop design portfolio, and background layout portfolio, the things that are going to be very important to put in there are, number one, just showing a lot of different variety in styles. So here I'm going to just show that I can draw in a preschool style, just make up, look what's going on in the TV space, in the TV world, look what's popular out there now. And so you're going to showcase some of your own, maybe preschool looking shows, your real cartoon, imagine like SpongeBob, real wacky cartoon sort of style in there. Maybe you might show an action adventure sort of style. So that's one thing you want to make sure you show, is that versatility. The next thing you absolutely want to make sure that you show is, especially for character design, is turnarounds. You have to have turnarounds. It's part of the production process. If you don't have that, people are going to be nervous that you can't do work in production. You want to show facial expressions. So maybe one of those, say you designed a character, maybe in an action style. Let's just say it's for a show like Kim Possible. You're going to show a character and you're going to show just facial expressions of that character, that one specific character, and also what's called special poses, where now you're showing just that character in action. Show that you move them around, because that's something you're going to have to do a lot, and put the character on model. And if you're just showing those things, and you can show some sketches from your sketchbook, show a little bit of that in your portfolio. Like I mentioned, not everything has to be in color. You can show a little bit of color if you like, but it's not as necessary. But the more broad you are, that big range, that's going to give you the opportunity to get the jobs, as opposed to just drawing one style. Because like when you look at many different studios, they're all drawing in different styles, right? There's every single show it needs a different look. So they want to know that, oh, if I'm going to bring you onto the show, that you're able to actually do that, and we're going to test you for it. I'd like to put it this way. You can have apples and oranges and pears in your portfolio, but if you're missing grapes, they'll go, great apples, oranges, and pears, but I don't see any grapes. I don't know if you can draw grapes. That's how people think. So that's why the more broad you are, the more versatile you are, the better opportunity you're going to have of getting that test. And it applies for prop design and background layout. It's all about versatility. Show all the different styles, show different angles of a prop, show different angles of a background. And the more you do that, show a cleanup line, because you're going to have to do a cleanup line. So make sure you're showing that, and you show those things, and that opens up the door for someone just to go, okay, I think they have a lot of potential. And that's what I would suggest. Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, you bet. All right. Who else? I saw Ricardo. Ricardo, did you have a question still? Was there anyone else? I saw the hands were raised, but they got lowered.
Oh, no, I lowered it. But thank you for answering the question.
Oh, okay. Okay. You bet. You bet. All right. All right. Are there any, Beatrice, did you have a question?
Yeah, sorry, I had, but I got answered.
Oh,
You
okay.
answered the question, so it's okay.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Well, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. What I'm going to do right now is give you a link. So with this link, it is going to, let me just copy that link here. I'm going to put it in the chat here, and that'll give you, for the price of less than a McDonald's value meal, you're going to be able to try out the course, everything that I just showed you, for 15 days. All right. So that gives you a, oops, let me see here if that went through here. Let me just hit. Oops, that was a direct message. Hold on here. I just got to change that so it goes to everyone. Everyone. Did that go through? What's going on here? Hold on. What's going on? Having a little bit of trouble here. Why can't I write in the chat? Chat. I don't want to direct message just one person, everyone and anyone directly. Are you guys seeing it? Is it showing up there? Is anything showing up in the chat?
Not yet.
Not yet, huh? What is going on? Why can't I throw something in the chat? I apologize for this, guys. I don't know. But yeah, so with this, yeah, I might have to. I have all your guys' names that you registered. What is going on here? This is so weird. I wonder if there's another way that I can do this.
Even email it to me real fast and then I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, let me just do that. Hold on. Sorry, guys. So yeah, what this is going to do is give you access to everything that you just saw, and you're even going to be able to attend this upcoming Saturday's Draw Jam, and you're going to be able to attend next week's drawing hangout. So you'll be able to actually experience what that's going to be as well. So let me just send an email here. Okay, Heidi, I just sent it to you through there. I'm gonna have to fix that. See, I don't know why it's not letting me do that. Okay. So I think Heidi's gonna throw that in the chat here. And yeah, so with that said, I'm just gonna wait for that. Do you guys, are there any other questions about anything on the work? Oh, go ahead, Edgar.
Okay, first, sorry for my English, okay? But my partner tell me every day the importance of anatomy for learn anatomy. But in a cartoon character designs, how important is learn the anatomy hyper-realistic?
Yeah, it's to be honest with you, it's not. I've been doing this for over 30 years, and the only sort of, I believe in taking figure drawing classes. I believe in learning proportion so that you know, like maybe how many heads across are the shoulders, where it's typically like 3 heads across. Where do my elbows line up according to my body? Like understanding proportion of the human figure is important, but learning all the actual anatomy and every single muscle and everything like that isn't going to be as vitally important. It's the basics, you know, so you know where the bicep is, you know where the tricep is, you know where the deltoid, you have that basic understanding. And if you're working maybe as a character designer and you're saying, well, I just work on realistic things and I'm doing game design and everything's very realistic, I would say that will be an important factor to truly learn. But when you're getting into the realm of being a character designer for typical television animation, feature animation, it just, that sort of requirement and learning all that over and over and over again to the extent where you're getting burnt out, I've just honestly never believed in it. And I've seen people, artists, who they have such a whimsical aspect and beautiful suggestion to their designs, and all of a sudden they start taking these anatomical classes where they're learning every single muscle you can't even describe, and they're learning that, and all of a sudden their drawings stiffen up. And I've had them in my class. I go, what happened? They said, well, I'm taking all this anatomy class. I said, man, you're stiffening up. You got to let go. Just don't let that, even though you're gaining that knowledge, don't let it stop you from staying loose. But I would say learn the base, it's always learn the basics, learn how to draw the skull, understand the skeleton, learn the proportion of the human figure. But do you need to dive so deep into anatomy? No. If I needed to do that for a specific design, I could grab that reference when needed. Say I need to draw a zombie and I want to show all the flesh and muscles coming out, or something happens all of a sudden, and I've drawn this before where, you know, someone's skin gets ripped off of their body, you know, as a gag. So now I'm grabbing photo reference of all the just muscles, and then you use that, and then you're looking at all the shapes and you get a better understanding. But yeah, don't again, I think that's very important. It's just like if you want to be a storyboard artist and you're working on for instance, what you want to get really good at is gesture. So you don't want to spend hours in figure drawing class where you're drawing hour poses, just drawing one pose in 1 hour. You're going to be best served going to a gesture drawing class, learning how to move the human figure in many different ways with a shorthand. That's going to benefit you, and that's going to greatly benefit you as a character designer too. So does that answer your question? Okay, great, thanks. All right, let's go to Beatrice.
Yeah, actually, I saw in one of your lessons that you say when you draw a face, for instance, you don't stop there. You keep on searching and looking for different features and so on. But when do you know you're finished?
That's the big question of it all. How do you know when you're finished? And the reality is, luckily, if you're working with someone else, you do. It's always great to have someone else, a director or someone else, to pull you back. They can say you're sort of done to move forward. But for yourself, yeah, it's a really tough call. I feel like I know when I'm finished when I've put in, do I have, what's my intention? So I go, well, say my intention is I'm working on this face and I really want to get the shading and I'm working on the lighting. Well, then I'm finished once I've gotten to that point. But maybe I just need to get a bunch of rough variations drawn. I need to draw just a bunch of different character types. I'm finished once I feel like I've just drawn the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, and I've landed on that, and I have my outside line, and I've sort of discovered the hair, and I'm ready to move into cleanup. You can always tinker around, right? Sometimes you'll come back to your drawing and go, oh gosh, doesn't have the feeling that I want. So you go back at it, but it's really a gut feeling. I would almost say it's like, but I think the less knowledge you have, then you can't address the true problems, right? So if I don't understand a lot of the fundamentals, I won't know if it's finished. Have I crowded everything up in my face? Do I have a bunch of tangents in the design? But if I'm not aware of what a tangent is, and I don't understand clarity, and I don't understand these things, then I'm just going to assume I'm finished, although you're really not, right? So I think that the idea is the more we keep learning, the more we keep understanding about these things, then you can identify the problems, and then you go, okay, now I feel like I'm finished. Oh, yep, I've avoided the tangents. I got some good construction in there. I understand construction. I got that in there. I've really made sure that I've got some clear spacing. Things aren't too crowded. And so you can identify those problems. And so that comes with, I would say, that experience and the repetition to truly be able to look at your drawings and say, yeah, I'm kind of done. I'm ready to move on to the next one. But yeah, does that answer your question? Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thanks. All right. Let's go to Olu, and then we'll go to Tamara again. Hi, Olu.
Hi. I'm just wondering, if I am a illustrator and I'm not an animator, how does this particular course work for somebody like me?
Yeah, great question. So my background was more of an illustrator. I started by doing caricatures, but I was moving into the illustration realm. So all my training and everything that I learned was based on that. To me, it's all the same philosophy. It's all about just learning about just observation, which is going to be a very important aspect of what the illustrator just needs to know. It's about just making quick assessments and laying down with shorthand your drawing. It's about just learning about still the balance in design. You still have to understand that. We still got to learn about proportion. We still got to learn about feeling, bringing the feeling in. Say I'm illustrating for children's books. I have a lot of people in the course who do children's books as illustration. And so they're drawing animals, or they're drawing just different characters. So it's really all the same fundamentals, right? It all comes down to just breathing life into your design, understanding those basics, drawing the human head, drawing the human figure, drawing the hands, drawing the feet, drawing the mouths, and how do I get an effective expression and consistency. I got to do that illustration maybe over and over, right? For a children's book, how do I do that? So it's really it's all really one and the same. And that's what this school really is. It first and foremost is a drawing school, right? But character design is the specialty. And you're just sort of mixing and matching those same principles, and it'll give you the exact same outcome. To whether the one thing that I don't teach and go extensively into, I teach a little bit about it, is color, the way that I lay out color, but it's not really a color shading course. To me, there's other schools for that really hone into that. Mine is really about building up your drawing skill and making that first and foremost the most important thing, because you don't want to color something that isn't drawn well, because then it just looks, everyone sees through it. So the most important thing is build up that drawing foundation, build up that skill set, give your drawings life, give them energy, and then worry about color, because that you can learn. To me, I feel you can learn how to do color in 6 months. You could learn everything you kind of need to know. Drawing takes a lot longer. Drawing takes a lot more time, a lot more dedication, but that's going to be rewarding and really pay off and just make you a great illustrator. And that's what we really are at the end of the day. We're all illustrating and concept designing something for someone else. And we just want to put our best foot forward for that client, make sure the client's happy, number one, very important. And that's another thing that I also just tangent off on a little bit with your question, is the importance of pricing and everything else and working with clients. That's something that my school is built on as well, because I want to share all that knowledge and my experiences to help you know. And I also encourage my students, hey, if you got a job coming up and something and you're not sure how much to charge or what to ask for, please reach out to me. You have access to me to ask me those sort of questions too. But hopefully, did that answer your question?
Yeah, it did. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, let's go to Tamara again.
So looking at the 15-day trial, it says it has advice and video critique. Does that include the one-on-one with you, or is that something entirely different?
Right. So what that is, that's like just an option. That's for the 8-week course. If you wanted to take that extra, that's where the one-on-one, that's the 8-week course additional program. But yeah, you don't have to click on that if you're not interested in that program. That's just like an extra thing that's placed on in the checkout that sort of like shows up. But if you want, you can just do the $10 access to everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
And Tamara, if you did want, Stephen does have something on his website. I'll put a link to it. If you wanted to just do a 30-minute one-on-one meeting with Stephen, and have him review your portfolio right now, he'll record it for you. It's $99, and he will help direct you on where to go. I'll put a link to that right now. I'll find that and put that in there for you.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. All right, Daniel.
Mr. Silvers, I have a question.
Yeah.
The $10, that's like the trial, right?
Yes.
All right. So I do this and I get into the art jam, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Yep.
Just making sure.
Yeah, so once you sign up and you register, you're able, now you have access to the community, and by having access to the community, and now that you're registered, you're going to get an email on Friday with a link to join in on that. And also you'll be notified, you'll get notifications. So you'll get an email on the Saturday morning as well to let you know that here's the link to join in. So you're able to join in on the Saturday, and you'll also have time, I think, because it's 15 days, actually, you're going to be able to jump into 3 sessions, live sessions. You're going to be able to jump into the Saturday Draw Jam. You're going to be able to jump into, actually next week is Artists Anonymous. So you'll get to experience the Artists Anonymous on the Wednesday through there too. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Daniel.
Okay.
All right, Ricardo. Yeah.
I had a quick question. I forgot it, but I think it was in regards to the 15 days. Does it automatically renew our subscription once the 15 days are over?
No. So at the end of that, you'll get an email and just to notify you that it's ending, but it'll cut off at the end of the 15 days. But you'll be able to, if you decide that you're really enjoying this and you're getting a lot of benefit, because that's my hope, and I know you will, that if you want to re-sign up for just the regular monthly membership or the yearly annual plan, then you'll just put in, you're able to use your same name and your same email. So it's still going to keep track of your progress that you did in the last 15 days. So as long as you use those, your same name and email, you'll get that access again. But you just have to re-register. Yeah.
Got it. It's because, let's say, for example, I wanted to use these 50 days, but I won't be able to continue after, but I want to come back to the Academy. Is that possible?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So at any time, you'll always be able to jump on to the silverjoinacademy.com and just, you can enroll there. Just
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. All right, let's go. I think Beatrice. Yeah.
No, I was just saying goodbye because I have to leave.
Okay. Goodbye. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. I think we're about to just wrap up here. Did you, Tamara, did you have another question, or was your hand just raised on there?
So I'm trying to like book the 30-minute thing. It doesn't look like it has like the availability for today, like for.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So for the 30-minute thing, that's going to be on a Monday or Tuesday is when I'm able to set that up. But if it's something that you did want to do today, and if Heidi, if you're still on here, if you can just put my info@silverjoinacademy.com email in the chat, and you can reach out to me. And if you're like, well, I only have today to do it, if that's something you want to do, we can set something up for later today too. But usually I do it on, actually, yeah, I think it's on Mondays that I do it, every Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'll wait till Mondays. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I had a real quick question. In terms of the portfolio review, does that only apply to members, or can non-members like us participate in that?
Oh, no, absolutely. If you want just to do the portfolio review, that's anyone. Yeah, that's a sort of separate thing. So if you just go to the silverjoinacademy.com page and you click on the enroll today, you'll see the membership where it's just the $49 session or the $99 session, and you can just book it right there, but you don't have to be a member.
Got it. Thank you.
All right, guys, I think that's it. Thank you so much. I don't see any other questions, but if you do, you can always reach out. Please enjoy the trial, make the best out of it, and see what it can do for you. And we'll go from there. And I hope to see you in the Academy. I hope to see you this Saturday. I hope to see you next Wednesday. All right. So thanks so much for showing up. I hope this was helpful for you, and good to see you, Ina and Laura. Good to see you guys in here, and thanks for being here, and I'll see you guys soon. Okay. Thanks so much. All right. Okay. Bye.
Stephen.
Yes. All right. Hey, Shreya.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You say bye. Okay. All right. Okay. Bye. See ya. See you guys.